Hi, hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're kicking it off. This is going to be an amazing year for those of us that have been doing the right thing, who have been healing, putting in the work. You're going to see heaven on earth. Those of you that have not been putting in the work and have been complacent, lazy, or doing wrong, you're going to get your karma too. Both sides. There isn't going to be any middle. Two different timelines, two different parallels, two different universes. Choices have already been made. Now it's just a matter of implementation, and that's coming in a couple months. So tonight I want to talk to you about something I experienced last night that made total sense, and it's called interference energy. I had no idea what that was until I was watching, because everything in life, if you're aware, has meaning. Everything. Every word, every sound, everything you see on social media, everything. If you are aware and you are tapped in, you are seeing what it is you exactly need to see. The universe is communicating with you. You are communicating with you so that you could reach higher levels of understanding, so that you can clear and heal things. So be aware, be awake. A couple of things that have been coming up that I've noticed is people talking about how they're trying to get their messages out. They're trying to voice their message. They're trying to get further ahead in certain aspects of their life, and they keep coming up against these either roadblocks or distractions or these massive things that happen while they're trying to do their videos or they're just doing things in life. And what I learned last night, because I was curious about this, because this has been happening to me for a while, and I think I did a video on it where as soon as I start to get into the falling in love energy, falling in love with myself again and really knowing thyself, something happens. Something happens here in the physical, whether my music goes off, my cat jumps on me, something happens that brings me out of that state, that focus. Because when you are attempting to solve something, you're focusing intently. And last night it came to me when I was working on this thing with my mother, and it's called interference energy. It's a spell, which is why witchcraft has been coming up a lot. It's a spell that was created within the system, within the universe, so that you would be held in a state of victim. So you would be held in a state of not knowing, not seeing, not having all of your abilities, so that if you got close to really knowing who you were and being sovereign and autonomous, then that system, that failsafe would kick in. And then what it would do is it would create a distraction. It would create something to distract you from going further. The interesting thing is that this came from the mother side, the mother energy, the mother perspective, because God has two perspectives, God and Father and Mother. The mother's perspective was, I birthed life. It all belongs to me. It is mine. Therefore, I control it. That's the mother perspective. That's actually very toxic. Because what that did is it created an entire system of victim. And it looks like a web, the big interconnected system, very similar to the roots of trees. And in that web, every single being who is not kicked out of the matrix is stuck in that web, in that belief system. And every time you get closer to the truth, there's these little spells and fail-safes put in there to stop you, because this energy does not want you to be free. It wants you to stay under its control so that it can siphon energy from you, because the mother perspective is a black hole and a void. And whenever you're dealing with a black hole and a void, that void tries to fill with something. And since it's so far away from God and it's godless, it must pull in the light. And so that's what it did. So that is what that energy is. How do you get away from that? How do you stop that? You continue to focus. You focus intently on loving yourself, falling in love with yourself, meaning tell yourself over and over and over again, I am in love with myself. I am in love with myself. I am in love with myself. And you go right into that energy. And you need to look at your perspective of your mother, everything, at every single age and every single level. Because that energy is going to continue to fight for its survival. Because what it realizes that without you, the dark, without the light, without that entanglement, without it siphoning that light, it dies. It's gone. It cannot exist. The problem is it should have never created a system that was built on a bunch of dependence, feeding into this so that it could control and manipulate for malicious intent, by the way. And this in the physical form is going to be your mother. It's my mother. But for me, in the higher, bigger realm form, there is another individual here who is on this planet who did rituals on me when I was a child. I don't know her name. I don't know what she looks like. I haven't found her yet, but I am. She's very powerful, and she is the center point of this dark, dark, dark web that controls and manipulates everything here on this planet. And she knows I'm coming for her. Because what she did to me and this entire race, it's not acceptable. Not acceptable. You're not going to create an entire race of victims. I'm a sovereign being. I have the right to exist. I have the right to think, feel, and do for myself. I have the right to believe in whatever I want to believe in without you impeding on me. Period. End of story. So, interference energy means keep focusing. Get all the way to the end. Okay, I love you.